Hi Gemini, welcome back to the Astrology 33 channel. This is your March 2021 love reading. Thank you to those of you who have liked, viewed, shared, subscribed, and donated to the channel. I appreciate all of that. For those of you interested in booking a personal reading with me, just check out the description video for more details there. And for those of you new to the channel, as far as what we have in front of us, this is why I call it a bridging the gap spread. And the way it works is the cards on the left side represent your energy toward the connection with your main love interest. Cards on the right side represent their energy toward the connection. And we'll be looking at the past energies, present energies, future energies. And once we get through all those, we actually pull some oracle cards with some additional insight. That's where the bridging the gap dynamic comes into play. And as far as the decks being used, on the left side we have the Lover's Path Tarot, on the right side we have the Tarot Sexual Magic. And also keep in mind it's a general reading, so I'm going to be referring to the cards on the left as your energy and the cards on the right as the other person's. If you feel like in your situation it's the other way around, then definitely trust that. Alright, so with all that out of the way, we'll get started. Past energy on your side, we have Contemplation. So this is the equivalent of the Hermit card in traditional tarot, which is Virgo energy. So this could just be saying that you might have been really keeping to yourself, but at the same time thinking about this person a lot. You know, if we look at the artwork there, it looks like he's drawing that woman. So it could just be saying that this is someone that you did have on your mind, but I don't necessarily feel like you were expressing your feelings to this person directly. Just because if we look at the position in the spread, his back is turned, and then if we think about Hermit energy, it's very quiet, introspective energy, and for you guys, Virgo energy is your fourth house, which is also pretty quiet, you know, home house, so that's what I'm seeing there. Alright, past energy on their side, we have the Tower, so huge contrast in energies there. So I can see this going a couple of different ways. For some of you, it could just be saying that by you not necessarily expressing your feelings toward this person, they might have jumped to conclusions and thought that that meant that you were seeing someone else and behind their backs or something like that. But for others of you, excuse me, this could just be saying that this is a situation that they were going through outside of your connection, you know. So for example, you were, you know, having your feelings for this person and not necessarily expressing yourself, and this person might have been in another connection that might have been going south, as we could see from the artwork here, right? Doesn't look like it's a pretty good situation, so that could have been what they were experiencing in the past. In the present position on your side, we have Grace, which is the equivalent of the Star card in traditional tarot. So interestingly enough, this is the card that comes after the Tower in traditional tarot. So for some of you, this could just be saying that this is the effect that you're having on this person. You know, if they did go through a harsh breakup, maybe you're actually being there for them in a supportive role. That's one way I can see that playing out. For others of you, if they did cause a Tower moment with you where you were kind of like completely oblivious to what was going on, and, you know, this person just kind of made these accusations towards you, could also show that you're healing there as well. And given that this is Aquarius energy and you guys have had a ton of energy in your ninth house, this could just be saying that it's helping you see this connection from a higher perspective as well. All right, and present energy on their side, we have the World and we have the Hermit. So interesting, we see the Hermit in the past on your side, now it's on their side in the present. Excuse me. So really what I see here primarily, the World represents a cycle of completion. So this could just be saying whatever that Tower moment was in the past, they've learned the lessons that they needed to learn from that, and it doesn't look like they'd be repeating those lessons. But with the Hermit, it could just be saying that they're still a bit withdrawn, you know, so where you guys were in that energy in the past, it looks like they could be the ones who have withdrawn now, maybe just thinking back on the situation. You know, if there was a connection they were in that went south, that's one way, or just thinking back on maybe how they assumed the worst with you and seeing why that's the case. And given that we do see Virgo energy here, this could definitely be related to the Virgo full moon we're about to have as well. All right, and future position on your side, we have Princess of Arrows, which is the equivalent of the Page of Swords in traditional tarot. So to me, this looks like this is saying that you're actually going to communicate your feelings to this person. There could be some shyness around that. I mean, we do see in the artwork there are actual butterflies, and if we think about that term, like butterflies in your stomach, could just be saying that you might be a bit nervous about coming toward this person. And if we think about the Page of Swords in traditional tarot as well, it looks like he has a bit of an uncomfortable stance, right? Like he's still getting comfortable with the sword. So could just be saying that you guys are going to plan to communicate. Might also have to do with the fact that you guys will have Mars in your sign in March. So maybe these were things that you were living through in your head with the Mars transit through your 12th house, and now that it's actually moving into your sign, you might actually feel the urge to take action. All right, and future energy on their side, we have the Queen of Chalices. So this is the Queen of Cups, which is Cancer energy. So obviously, we see a much more loving and nurturing energy coming from this person in the future. And well, yeah, that, like I said, for some of you, it's that they were already in a connection that was going south. While you guys were just thinking about them in a positive way in the past, and it wasn't directly related to you. For others of you, like I said, it could have been a situation where they might have accused you of something because you were withdrawn in your own world, and now you guys are making up in that regard. But either way, looks like they're definitely going to be in a much more open, nurturing energy in the future. All right. Bottom of the deck on your side, we have the Three of Cups. So this is also Cancer energy, and it's definitely a playful, celebratory energy. Usually I see this as connecting with either siblings or friends that you've had for a really long time. So, obviously if this relationship is taking off, you naturally probably would tell your friends about it, right? And there could be a bit of a celebratory atmosphere around that. And just with the connection in general. And bottom of the deck on their side, we have the Sun. So yeah, could just be saying that this person was going through a bit of a rough time in the past. Like I said, for some of you, yes, it could have been with you, but for the majority of you, I feel like it was in a different connection. But either way, it looks like they're definitely coming out of that in a much more positive energy. All right, and moving on to the Oracle cards now. First, we'll see if we get anything from the Aqua Moonlight deck here. And I did pre-shuffle this deck before we started recording. So what I'm looking for here is just some jumpers. First, we'll be looking for unspoken messages from you to them, and then from them to you. And if I shuffle for a while without anything coming up, then I'll just take that as a sign to move on to the next deck. But sometimes we get additional messages here, so we'll see if we get anything. All right, nothing there, so let's see if we get any from them to you now. All right, nothing there either, so next we'll move on to the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. Same situation here as far as I pre-shuffled this deck as well, but here we're just looking for one card with general advice and we'll wrap up. Okay, there we go. We got Clean It Up. There's the artwork, and the number is 21. So, same as the World card there, so there could definitely be a connection to that. But we'll see what it says. Okay, it says getting to the core of a situation, freedom from a burden, cleaning house, sweeping away what is no longer needed. The Oracle's message: ever feel so bogged down with emotional gunk that you can't think straight? Could you be surrounded by physical clutter in your home also? Too much work? Overwhelmed? Time to clean house. Every item out of place natters away at you. Every unresolved resentment, every comparison to others that leads to a sense of lack, takes up energetic space. Every unpaid bill just adds to an unnecessary feeling of being overwhelmed. Now is the time to free yourself by energetically cleaning house. Just do it. Make room for the miracles that are lining up for you. So, an interesting message there. For some of you, as I was reading that, that's another way I could see the energy potentially playing out, which could just be saying that maybe you guys are just really wrapped up in work in general, and you might not have been giving energy to the connection, and then that could have caused a blow up in that regard, where they felt like you weren't really um, giving them any attention. So, that's one way I could see it playing out. Not necessarily, but hopefully that resonates with some of you. And then the relationship message says, time to clear the air, take a look at your side of the street, and say what's on your mind. Sweep away the old stuff so that a spring breeze can flow through with new energy. It's the perfect time to do an inventory of your dynamics and see what's yours and what's not yours to clean up the relationship. Everyone brings some baggage. Sort through what you brought with you and let go of what is no longer needed. Become unencumbered and your relationship will flourish. So, interesting message there. I will say, for those of you, if you resonated more with the energy on the right side, then that sounds probably like a message that would be more beneficial for you guys. But at the same time, as well, like I said, if this person might have blown up on you, you might have gone inward to figure out what was up with that. And it could just be saying in that regard, taking a look at what's yours and what's not, right? Where you kind of look at it from a higher perspective, like, okay, obviously this person was going through something, right? And that allows you to put it behind you and actually come with a much more light, playful energy in the future. So overall, looks like a pretty good spread to me. Hopefully that resonated with you guys, and I'll see you all next month. All right, bye.